Hi guys, welcome back. In this episode, we'll continue to develop our React Slick slider and we'll develop our React development skills from middle to senior. Quick side note, if you haven't watched the previous series, I highly recommend to visit them. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend since I will continue to post videos that will help you develop your React development skills. So let's get started. In this episode, we have task number 2 that will make list element adaptive according to its parent. So we will break the assumption number 2 so that list will not have constant width. If you remember that React Slick list is set to width 500 pixels, so we will make it adaptive according to its parent. So let's get started. Let's remove the assumption from here, and in our slide let's remove the style of width 500 pixels, and let's see what happens when we will remove the style. Unfortunately, we do not see anything, simply because list has a width of 0 pixels and it has a CSS style overflow of hidden. So that's the basic reason. It happens because in our first render we have set the 0 width for our list width, which is setting the width, so we have to remove it. Now let's see what happens next. For now, we see our slide number 2, which is some progress. Also, we see that our track is, in order to correct, we have to make some changes in our code and recalculate some values. This value, track ref current offside width, is not valid anymore, so we have to recalculate in other way. We know that track has to contain all of the width of our sliders, so we have to multiply the width of our slides to their number. So it should be, we have to calculate the list width. Okay, let's make some refactor. List width. So that's basically this value, which is offset width of our DOM. Then we can write our slide width, which is basically the same value as of our slide width for now. Slide width. Now we can calculate the width of our track. So that's basically, as we said, slide width multiplied by slide count. Let's see what happens. Now, nothing happened for now. It's simply because we removed our style from our list. We should proceed. Now, in order to get change events from our list DOM, we have to subscribe to the events of our list DOM. So let's make some changes. We can remove it for now and make new function, so that will execute every time when our list DOM is resizing. So let's call it on window resize. I'm naming this because we will also use when the windows are changed in the future. So we have to make some conditions. Now on the use effect, we have to create our new resize observer. I'll call it RO for resize observer. I'll create new resize observer, and we'll assign it new callback as on window resize. Now we have to observe our list reference. So observe list reference. We need the actual DOM, and on the cleanup we have to clean our resize observer. So disconnect. Now let's make it minimize this function. We will use callback. I'll make like this, and for the callback we'll dependent on slide count. And now we can set the dependency of our use effect. Now it should be okay for now. Now let's check on our browser. Let's refresh. We see that it's adaptive for now. It has some scroll simply because our root is set to max width of 1280 pixels. We can remove it for now, and some paddings we can remove in our CSS to make it clear. Let's refresh. We see some problems here. Root has an infinite width, and it's very large in terms of pixels, so it has a 4.4 in the power of 7 pixels, so that's very strange, and it's a very popular problem in React Slick, and it's even there is an issue in their repo, is that if you set the width of 100% or has some widths in our parent component, then we can simply solve this problem. So let's see. Now our problem goes away. I can explain this on simple schema that on the first render we have some width, and we have our track with multiple slides with white color. So on the first render, list has some width, and it's not bounded by some limitations of width. And on the second render is that track has to be more than the list, and it's bounded by their children. So it tries to expand its width according to the list, since it's dependent on it. And it's also if you remember, list, the track width is equal to list width multiplied by their children. And on the second render, list will adapt its width according to its children. So it will expand. Now track tries to multiply its width even more, and so on. This loops goes on and on. So that's only limitation of our React Slick slider. So therefore we have to set some width for our parent. Then this problem goes away. In this video we have successfully set the adaptive width of our list component. So now it's adaptive. When we shrink, our list it also shrinks, and will expand. Our slider as well expands according to the it's parent of our root in our case. So now it's still working and we have successfully managed our task, and in the following videos we'll make animations of our slides, like sliding our from slide 1 to slide 2. If you find this video useful for you, don't forget to hit like button and leave a comment.